Okay, welcome. We just wanted to wait until everybody had logged in. So welcome. Welcome to today's webinar about bring your own device. We are doing this from WolfVision Nordic office today in Oslo, Norway. Jon Ivar Husby, my colleague, he will be at the keyboard today and answering your questions during and after the webinar. And myself, Kenneth Karlberg, I will be talking for approximately the next 30 minutes. And the topic is how easy bring your own device should be. Okay, first of all, I need to show you my presentation. Sorry about that. There we are. Yeah. Before we get going, we will have a couple of pollings during this webinar. We will be showing some questions for you with the multiple answers. And also, before we start, I want to inform you about our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it. This webinar will be recorded and made available there as well. And we also have many other videos regarding our other products. And also we have a lot of detailed training videos there. So please subscribe to WolfVision's YouTube channel. Many, but not all, are already familiar with bring your own device or wireless screen sharing. In their homes, they already use their smart screen in the living room. Some families maybe have an Apple TV, and if the kids want to show some pictures from today's practice or school, they can easily use the built-in feature in iPhones. Other families might have a Chromecast receiver connected to their screen and have the same possibilities from an Android phone. And maybe a third family, they are having a TV which actually supports wireless connection from a Windows computer. This is 3 examples. It's real examples how daily life is. The only problem is, what if a member from family number 1 visits family number 2 or 3? They have standardized on different brands, and iPhones can't display. They don't have built-in support for Chromecast or to show on a Chromecast receiver, and vice versa. Android phones can't display on an Apple TV. And these 3 families, their kids are going to universities, their parents, they are working at different companies. And in addition, you have another complicated layer. What if you are a guest, and what if you are an employee at the universities and the corporates? So what we're going to talk about today is how we can solve this bring your own device problem, and how we solve it with our products. But first of all, the first polling, and we want to see what kind of families are you? Where do you use the different pollings? So do you open up the polling? Yeah. We will have it up here for you for some time. And it's multiple choice, yeah. I'll have it up here for a bit more time. And everybody is ready soon. Should we end the polling? Yep. Great. Thank you. I can give you the results as well, or maybe they already see it. I'm not sure, but you are using wireless screen sharing at work, at home. At work, 73% of you. At home, almost 50%. Educational, 41%. 6% of you don't use it. And, that's good info for us. Thank you. Okay, before we continue solving the bring your own device, I need to introduce you to the Cynap family. And that's our family. We have 4 models in our Cynap range. All of them are running on the Cynap operating system. That makes it familiar in use, even if you are mixing different models. They have the same user interface, and they also have some of the same features in everything from wireless screen sharing, which we're going to talk about today, recording of the meeting, streaming of the lecture, video conferencing, and even possible to annotate directly on your screen, and many more features. But today we are talking about bring your own device, and our take on the wireless screen sharing is that we are the only family that actually supports all 3 different ways to screen share. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And as you can see, bring your own device is featured on all our Cynap range. Some of the models have more functionalities, and to the left you can see Cynap Pure. It's purely bring your own device. That's why it's called Cynap Pure. Regarding Cynap Pure, we actually now also have made a SDM module out of it. We showed this at ISE earlier this year. We partnered up with Panasonic, where we showed a Cynap Pure in a SDM module. It's a card you can put into the Panasonic SQ1 screen series. And there you have screens in different sizes with a Cynap Pure inside if you want. So screen with everything included. So regarding how we solve bring your own device, we have built-in support for all the devices you use. And first up, we are going to talk about Miracast, one of the technologies that our bring your own device system supports. So if you're on a Windows 10 computer, you can actually just press the Windows key and K, Windows K, and then you will get I'd call it a toolbar on the right side, sidebar panel. And there you will be shown all the wireless devices you can connect to. So it will be a mix of screens and also speakers or headphones. As you can see, my headset also showed up. When you connect to, in this case, the Cynap Pure Pro, which I have in the slide here, actually, when you press it, you will also have the possibilities to support something called Touchback. If Windows asks you, do you want to allow Touchback control to this screen? That actually means because Cynap can be connected to a touch monitor, and at the same time, while you are wirelessly displaying your screen to the monitor, you can also, on the touch monitor, control your Windows computer wirelessly at the same time. So we have full control on the screen you are displaying wirelessly. This is only activated if it's a touch monitor, of course. You also see in the sidebar panel, it showed up a Samsung screen. That means some screens actually have Miracast directly supported in the screen, even if you're not connected to any network. And this is something special you can do with Miracast. I will get back to that a little bit later. You will find Miracast in other platforms as well, in your TV, in your phone, but you will probably never hear the word Miracast. It's different brands have their different naming of the same technology. So it might be screen mirroring, all share, many different names for the same protocol, but it's still Miracast. Of course, we have a Miracast support in our Cynap. So if you're on an Android phone, probably you have Miracast in the operating system as well, because the maker of the phone, they actually support the Miracast protocol in their own operating system. Regarding Miracast, I will also inform you that the 26th of May, my colleague René Gramer will do a dedicated webinar for Miracast. Later on, you will maybe be interested in knowing even more about Miracast, and because it's a lot of different functionalities and possibilities there. So check out the webinar 26th of May. Okay, the next wireless connection we can support, that's Chromecast. And you would think that Android phones, of course, have a Chromecast, and you can have it, but Android phones also have Miracast. But the Chromecast, to use it, you have to look for the cast button. It's already included in some applications, YouTube, for instance, and you also have it integrated into the Chrome browser, which means you can actually use it on a Windows computer as well. And of course, the Chromebook has Chromecast capability. On Android phones, to get Chromecast supported there, you need the Google Home app. So if you don't have Google Home app, but you already have been mirroring your phone wirelessly, you probably have been using Miracast. But Chromecast is supported when you download the Google Home. I mentioned briefly that Miracast could be integrated in TVs and you didn't need any network. Chromecast needs to be part of a network. It's actually a service running on the network. So either the Cynap creates a network for you, like a hotspot, or if we integrate Cynap into one or more networks, it runs as a service there. Worth mentioning is also that Chromecast actually is dependent on internet connection to work. I will also talk a little bit more about that a little later. Regarding AirPlay, how you're using AirPlay, to the left you can see an image of from a Mac computer. I think it's in the upper right corner on the toolbar on a Mac. You will see the AirPlay icon, and you can choose which Apple TV you want to share your screen to. And on iPhones and iPads, you need the control panel, and you find the screen mirroring tab to the right in my slide, by the way. And when you press that, you get a list of all the supported Apple TVs you can share your screen to. The AirPlay technology is, of course, also supported in our Cynap range. They're supporting up to 4K now. So that might be something to think about if you're deploying 4K support as well in your network. I introduced Cynap as you don't need a app and you don't need anything installed. That's true, but we also have an alternative for Miracast and Chromecast on a Windows machine. If you want to, you can download vSolution Cast. That's actually an app as an alternative where you have wireless screen sharing. We're supporting extended screen, just like on Miracast, and Touchback, like on Miracast, and also 4K mirroring. What we give in addition is that you have some sort of control of your screen. You can maximize, minimize your presented screen on the Cynap, and you also have some possibilities to create your own favorite list in the application. So you might check out that one as well. Before I go on any further, we would like to do another polling because it would be interesting to see which of these protocols you are using. I know we did that on a previous webinar as well, but we have a new set of group, and it would be nice to see what the answer is with you guys. So again, multiple choice. You might use one or more or none. So we'll let this poll be up for almost a minute. I think we needed last time. So before we keep on. Or actually, we will stop the polling when Jon Ivar says so. Are we done? Thank you, everyone. This one was actually a little bit different than our polling 2 weeks back. Today, we have the Windows Miracast option. 68% of you are using that. 65% of you are using Apple and AirPlay. 54% of you are using Android Chromecast, and 5% are not using at all. I think we had we asked this question in another matter 2 weeks ago, and Miracast was by far the most used then. But thanks for your answers. And then I will continue. I have one important thing to mention, or not important, but it's good to know for you when you are getting used to wireless screen sharing. When you are presenting wireless, either a video or a presentation, the transport method will be one of the previously mentioned protocols. But you need to be aware of that in some cases you are mirroring your screen, and in other cases you are casting. And that means instead of your devices playing or showing your content at the same time that it's mirroring the screen. Casting is actually, you are asking the receiver to play the content for you. So a good example is when you are using YouTube, they are always using casting. That means when you are searching through the YouTube list, then you might be mirroring your screen, but as soon as you're pressing play, then the YouTube app demands that we are using casting. So you are actually transferring the URL or info about which video you want to present. And then the receiver, in this case, the Cynap, will play the YouTube video directly from internet. Why I'm mentioning this is because since mirroring is actually mirroring your screen to the Cynap, but when you're casting, you need the receiver to be connected to the internet. You don't need it while you're mirroring, but as soon as you're casting, the receiver needs to have internet connection. And that's not as important for the users, but for the IT admins that are setting this up, it's a demand. It's something to think about. Chromecast actually needs internet anyway, because they are based on casting, I guess, since it's called Chromecast. Since we're talking about IT admins, we need to talk a little bit about how to set it up. I won't do the whole detailed training here today, but we have a network administration guide you can download from our website, which includes this list I'm showing here. We have sorted out, you can see AirPlay, we have Chromecast, and we have Miracast in different sections, and you can see which ports are needed for which type of protocol and what it's actually doing. What you are, or say it in another way, what you are missing if you don't have the network open. Just want to mention, when I'm out demonstrating a Cynap and actually connects it to the network, I feel it's more often it's just plug and play, because the network are more or less open to everything, because you wouldn't have access to the network anyway if you're not allowed. But if you have a network that's closed and you need to open up for everything you need, this is the description, what to open and why. For instance, you can see we have for audio and video, maybe you get video but no audio. This might be a place to check. And you also have what I've seen a couple of times is when I'm Miracasting from my Windows computer, I can find it and I can connect to it, but it never actually starts streaming. And I found out that this RTSP control, this specific port, have been closed. And as soon as we open that, Miracast is working flawlessly. And the same might be regarding AirPlay, Chromecast, and Miracast. So this list is really useful when you need, either if you want to plan it before you actually deploy the products, or if you have issues and need to check what did I do wrong. So check out our download section on wolfvision.com and you can download it from there. Yes, and one more thing, almost forgot. I mentioned earlier that Miracast might be supported by your TV directly. It's something called Miracast Direct. Actually, that was what we did with the Cynap Core and Cynap, the first Cynap in the beginning. If those of you who knows it, you know we had two sets of antennas on the back. One of the antenna set is actually Miracast Direct receiver. But since that time, Miracast has evolved more or less just like AirPlay and Chromecast. So Miracast can now also be a network service, and that's MS-MICE. And that means instead of you can Miracast without being connected to any network, you can also demand that you must be connected into the network to use Miracast, or both if you are running a Cynap. But this is also the reason why René Gramer will have a dedicated webinar for Miracast. So again, if you got interested, please join that webinar. I also talked about we could deploy wireless screen sharing both for guests and employees. So the way we are doing that is that this is a snapshot from the settings menu on a Cynap. The Cynap has 3 network cards, 2 hardwired, LAN 1 and LAN 2, and it has a Wi-Fi card as well. The Cynap Pure has 1 wired LAN port and 1 wireless LAN. That means every Cynap can at least be connected to 2 networks at the same time, and I would say that would be the corporate network and the guest network, or the student network, so that we have internet connection, or the employees also have a connection to all their servers and services they need, but they are not giving the guests access to that, but they can still present on the same screen if you use Cynap, of course. Another nice thing you get if you go for a Cynap system is that it's not just a wireless presentation system. The whole Cynap family is actually a collaboration system, complete system. We have our own user interface. You can control it either on a touch screen or via the web browser, but you can also integrate it into your own application or into a third-party control system. So if you want to control something on the Cynap, or if you need some information from the Cynap, so you can display the right info on the user touch panel, we have an open API that you can integrate the WolfVision, which again, I will not go into detail today. But again, this is a dedicated webinar, and that's actually next week, 19th of May. René Gramer again. So I highly advise you to have a look at that, especially if you're an integrator and you need ideas of what more you can do. It's important to know this is not limited to the bring your own device part of the Cynap, but it's the whole Cynap range. So if you have a Cynap system with the Zoom client, which actually is video conferencing, then you actually can think about the Cynap as a codec, and you can control it from a control system. So have a look at that as well. Another important aspect is management of your products. We have a vSolution Link Pro software. You can install it on your desktop computer, or more preferably on a server, where you can remotely manage and monitor all your WolfVision products in the network. If you want to do a firmware update, or maybe you want to change some settings on a Cynap systems, and it can be in one or many or all, you have the possibility to do it in a quick session. You can also schedule a task to happen either at a specific time or an interval. So you can update the firmware tonight, you can plan that now and make sure that the server does it for you. Or you can turn off all equipment at night and turn them on again in the morning. So you have the everything is included in the vSolution Link Pro. And just as our firmware updates for the Cynap family, while we are developing and coming with new features, the firmware is made available for everyone. It's free. So if you buy a Cynap today, you can update it in next year. Same with the vSolution Link Pro. You can download it right after this webinar and have a look at it. If you have some WolfVision products, you can test it right away. And of course, when we are evolving the vSolution Link Pro as well, you can update it later. It's free of charge. Security. First of all, we take security seriously with Cynap, of course. They are going to exist on your network, so we know that's important. We have developed, the Cynap is running on a custom-made Linux operating system. It's installed as a read-only file system on the Cynap, so no way anybody can alter the OS. We have support on the Cynaps for enterprise level security, so it's possible to configure the Cynap as needed, certificates, special security levels. And so if your network is secure, then the Cynap will be able to be part of the network as well. Regarding secure use of bring your own device, we have or the use of the Cynap as well. We have password protected everything, and you may of course have PIN code activation before anyone can AirPlay to your Cynap. But again, regarding security, we have a white paper talking through every part and everything to think about. If you need certificates, if you need external tests, we do a lot of that and get certificates for security levels. Have a look at the white paper, which you can download from our download section. Okay, a little bit about settings. We won't go into everything here today, but I want to explain a couple of things. First of all, you can access the user interface on the Cynap from the output screen on the HDMI output. But in this case, what you're seeing here is I made a snapshot yesterday of my web browser where I opened up the web browser window for my Cynap Pure Pro. And just to show you that we can have several devices connected at the same time. In this case, 2. We support up to 4. But this is my iPad and my iPhone displaying at the same Cynap Pure Pro. And as you see, it's the same icon. We are actually an Apple TV inside. We support AirPlay as an Apple TV. So it looks just the same as my actual Apple TV in my master bedroom. Soverom master, that's master bedroom in Norwegian, basically. I live alone, so naturally I'm the master of my home. If you enter this user interface, you can access settings menu as well. Password protected, of course. And there you can do different settings you might need. And regarding a bring your own device system, you might need to change the resolution to fit your screen. This is also done automatically, so I didn't need to do that. Maybe you want a screensaver activated. Let's say you're using Cynap Pure, for instance, by the coffee machine, because you want everybody to have the possibility to display iPads, phones, computers directly to the screen by the coffee machine. But when it's not in use, it might as well fall back to an information page or a dynamic image or something. So you can use the screensaver from WolfVision, or you can enter your own URL. And you can time it how long you want the Cynap to wait after last session before it goes into screensaver. And of course, in the bottom, the auto full screen. My Cynap was not activated, but I did it now. So the next time somebody connects to my Cynap Pure Pro now, the screen will be full screen from edge to edge. And if you deactivate this, it will be side by side. So you can choose if you want the Cynap to act as a, let's call it an auto switch, like old switches did. The next one connecting will take the full screen. And when the last one disconnects, the previous screen will show up. Some settings regarding metering. We have, first of all, we have the possibility to deactivate and activate which protocols we want to support. You can have all on or all off or any combination. So we have for Miracast, AirPlay, Chromecast, and vSolution cast, your choice. Also regarding Miracast, first of all, if we activate MS Mice, that's when we actually are deploying Miracast as a service in your network. If you deactivate that, you will just go for the Miracast direct. Regarding PIN authentication, you can choose it yourself, and if you are using PIN code, you can also choose the size you want it to show up on your monitor in the meeting room. And PIN code, that's first of all, that's an extra security level. You can make sure that's only the one that's actually in the room and can see the screen are allowed to share their devices. And also on Miracast, when you're activating PIN, that's also when you actually are encrypting the Miracast session. Regarding PIN code, you can also now have a dynamic reset of the PIN. So that's an even higher level. That means you can have the Cynap to refresh to a new PIN code every 10 minutes, 20, 30, up to 1 hour. Let's say it's a long meeting and somebody leaves early on, then and they are going outside. In the end, the PIN code will have been changed, so they are not able to accidentally show up on your screen. We'll also mention here, you have the possibility to deactivate 4K AirPlay. So if you have a Cynap, go into the settings menu and have a look and maybe try it out and see how you can tweak it to work in your environment. I will also mention that, let's say this is a Cynap Pure Pro. This is one I got at home. Here you see I can deactivate mirroring on the corporate network if I had it at home, and or on the guest network. So you have a lot of choices to make it suit your need, or maybe you only have one way to actually integrate this. And I think we have all the nuts and screws needed to suit it into your environment. If you don't think so, call us and we will speak to you and help you out. I wish I had time to go through all the settings in a Cynap. I don't, not today, but if you have questions, give them to us now and we will be answering you still. Contact your local WolfVision rep. Give us an email. And I hope you enjoyed the webinar. Hope you learned something. Hope I wasn't too boring. And now I will assist you, Ivar, with the questions here. So thank you. So let's see. Hi again, all. I was just not sure how to end a webinar, but we are still answering your questions here, actually. There's quite a few. We might be answering some of them directly to you after the webinar, but we will still be around answering your questions. I think some of you already have had an answer, and some of you we are actually chatting with, so that's why I just went mute, and sorry about that. But we have all your questions, and we will go through them. And if some of you are missing answer, contact us again with the same, and we will absolutely answer all of you. I can read up some of the questions. There was a question regarding, is it possible to set a fixed PIN code? No, it's not. When you're activating PIN code for screen sharing, it's dynamic. That means for each new meeting, you get a new PIN code. And if you, in addition, activate the dynamic PIN setting, then you can choose how often you want to renew the PIN. But you cannot have a fixed PIN code. That would make sense, because everybody who knew the PIN code would be able to share their screen anyway, even if they were not in the room. So that's the answer for one of the questions. How long should we allow for complete setup on one device? And in the case of a campus, can that setting be sent to all other units instead of one by one? Absolutely, if you're using the vSolution Link Pro. A free software made for managing and monitoring, but it's also a beautiful tool when you're deploying many Cynaps. What you actually do, you concentrate on one room first, testing, doing all the settings, and when you're happy, you can copy and paste either all the settings or just the one settings you want to change. So have a look at the vSolution Link Pro. That's your time saver in big installations. And regarding what you need for one device, that depends on how much testing you would need to do. But to set up one Cynap, if I know how I'm going to set it up, maximum 5 minutes. That's my experience. So I hope that answered that question. Can you say some words to the room management system? Is that just the commands you can get out of the Cynaps? So I guess you're asking about the WolfVision, how to control and read things out of the Cynap. No, that's commands you can both send to the Cynap, and you can ask for, you can poll for certain settings so you can get out of the Cynap as well. So it's a two-way communication called WolfVision. And was it next week, 19th of May? Yeah, a webinar next week, 19th of May, talking about the WolfVision. So that might be something for you to have a look at. Are there any specific setting for setting up a Cynap Pure on EduRoam Education Network? We are testing at the minute and have the device working, but there didn't seem to be a dedicated problem-solving set of instruction for setup for education network. Okay, so setting up screen mirroring on EduRoam. First of all, you don't have device discovery probably in EduRoam. So we have different ways to solve that. We also have a couple of experts in-house. So either you can talk to your dealer and get in contact or contact us. But basically, you need to discover the Cynap from your unit. And you won't be able to do that in EduRoam. First of all, for the AirPlay protocol, we have in the settings menu, you have something called Bluetooth device discovery. And when you're enabling that, you can also choose which network do you want to broadcast with Bluetooth. That means when the device is near enough to the Cynap, it will automatically detect. Bluetooth device discovery is part of the AirPlay protocol. So we have had that on Cynap for years now. So that's one way around it for AirPlay. But also, since Miracast and Chromecast doesn't have the Bluetooth device discovery, you can use our vSolution app. We have some other functionalities you get with the vSolution app as well, but that's a way to register automatically because the Cynap has a Bluetooth dongle inside, and the vSolution app running on an Android phone, for instance, the vSolution app reads Bluetooth signals from the Cynap, and the vSolution app will register it automatically for you. So it will be detected, and then you can start screen sharing again. So I think the first hurdle you are seeing is discovering the devices, if I understand your question correct. If not, ask again. Keep in touch, contact us. We have a question. The Pure Pro appears when I'm pushing the Windows and K button, but it won't connect. That was one of my examples. I think that would be, I don't remember the port number, 7236 maybe. Let's see, RTSP control, port 7236 for TCP. I've seen that a couple of times, and I would suspect that might be the issue. It might be something in your network. But if not, Raymond, contact me directly, and I will help you. The Pure is connected to a wired connection, and devices are casting mirroring over the university wireless app. Oh yeah, that was an additional question. Yeah, the same I just answered. Hva sa du, Jon Ivar? Oh, that var den. It's additional information to the question I answered earlier, isn't it? So even if you have wired it up with your network, you still need to discover the Cynap Pure in your network. And in EduRoam, the Bonjour or device discovery usually are closed down. So that's why you are not managing to see it on your device. So back to my original answer, you need either a Bluetooth device discovery on the AirPlay protocol, or even better, use our vSolution Cast app, and you get around the problem altogether. Is it possible combining 2-room meeting using 2 Cynap Pure Pro, 2 Cynap present from the same source? No, your device cannot connect to 2 different receivers. That's limitation in all the protocols, actually. Yep, so that's the answer on that question. I think we're done. If not, please contact us directly or your local rep, and we will help you out. Thanks a lot.